This is Access LaPorte County, Channel 97. Coming up next is the June 27th Michigan City Historic Preservation Commission. You can find more information for this meeting at www.accesslaportecounty.org.
The only person I know that is not going to be here tonight is Roger, so we'll call the meeting to order, and we'll do the roll call, please.
All right. Okay, Joyce Dalton,
Present?
Amy Bowman,
Yes.
Roger's not, Dan Granquist,
Here.
Dwayne Hurt,
Here.
John Hendricks, I'm here, Anthony Holt,
Here.
Dave Augustus is not here,
Dave Augustus has resigned.
Right. And Jonas Zimmerman, is he still with us or
As far as I know.
not here? Okay. Deb Parcell
Here.
and Brian Dabney is absent, Skylar York.
Skylar is here.
Yes, I'm so sorry.
Okay. We have four.
Good. We need to do an amendment for the agenda, if I could have a motion, please.
Motion to add the extra item.
Yes, COA 2022-032 for 711 East Michigan.
to the agenda.
Thank you.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same? Okay. Everyone have a chance to read their minutes from the last meeting. Are there any corrections or additions that need to be? Okay, if not, we'll approve them as written for file. Any correspondence come in that anyone knows of? Okay, then we'll move along to the C of A's. And the first one is 502 East 9th. Is there anybody here representing that? Okay.
Are you guys for 502?
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I thought they were. So. Okay, so this one is for 502 East 9th Street. It is an 1885 upright and wing rated contributing. Description of the project is to build a patio with a canopy in our backyard. The project is already started. And you've got pictures of it here. They sent very good pictures, so I didn't come out and take any more because it shows everything. Work has stopped at that point. I was just by there this evening. So, but you will continue to put pieces across the top to make a pergola, so it started, but it's not finished. So this is in the rear yard, although it does sit on a corner, but it is at the rear of the main facade of the house. Finding of fact, the work was started without an approved COA. Number 2, the materials, design, and location meet the historic district guidelines. Staff recommends approval of the project.
Does anybody have any question? Did you not know that you had to have a approval before you started?
No, we didn't.
You guys own it? You bought it? It's yours? Okay.
Yeah.
Just curious, how did you eventually find out?
The inspection team let me know.
Okay, so the inspection department let them know.
Yeah, okay.
Good.
Which is not uncommon. I mean, it's not like they tell, hey,
No, it's
by
happening.
the way, you're in a historic district.
Well,
So
it's
it's
happening more and more, and the sad thing is that 2 years ago, we asked the realtors to please let people know, and they have not done that, so.
Yeah.
It's not your fault, it's the realtor.
Is it in the title work, Skylar?
I don't think it is.
There's no restrictive covenant deed in the
No.
historic district?
I think we just have asked,
The realtors
and
do.
most realtors do let people know.
I thought there was a covenant inside the title work.
I don't think so.
No?
I don't think it pull up like on a typical
Right.
title search. No, I don't think so.
That would help a lot.
Yes, it would. It would.
Yeah.
But we appreciate when you do let people know, so.
I mean, most, like you probably know it's in a historic district. If being
Yeah.
a realtor from here, you
Right.
know, but lots of people
But
don't.
it's not in the title policy.
I don't think so.
Maybe that's something we should check.
Well, we've talked about notification before, but we don't have funds to
Yeah, I think we need
to
to,
mail and notify.
Right.
Maybe as a backstop, you could send the district to the title company. And the title company, prior to a closing, would have that information to the agent, the selling agent,
Like Meridian or something
like
like
Meridian.
that. It's not a bad
Oh,
idea.
that might be a good idea. Okay, we have a motion before us. Do I hear?
I'll second that.
Okay, all in,
Wait, who's the first one?
Who's the first
yeah, well, Deb is putting it
person?
in.
Yeah.
Does the staff approval constitute a motion?
No.
No, so then I'll make a motion to approve
Okay.
as provided by staff report.
I'll
Okay,
second.
okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same. Thank you. Thank you. Now you're welcome to stay.
Thank you.
You know what, we-
Beautiful.
We need to have them sign in. Do you have a piece of paper? Or just have them sign
Just
on
get
the
your
back?
permit, you're approved. Come into the city to inspections, probably where you came, and just get your permit. You're good to go.
Thank you, Tony. Okay, moving along, and we will go to 221 West 8th Street. No one here representing?
This one's gonna be on the phone, so
Oh,
she's
this lady
expecting
on-
me to call her. And you're gonna see photos up here because I took a lot of pictures, there's a lot of windows, and that's way too big a file size to send in the mail, so. And my Dropbox is almost full, so let me get that one.
We get them signed in.
Yeah,
Pass that around to stay.
Hello, this is Gloria.
Hey Gloria, this is Deb Harcel from Indiana Landmarks.
Hi there.
Hey, I am at the meeting now and the commission is here. We've got most of the members in attendance. So I have got the first picture up on the screen of one of your windows. We're gonna look at those after I'm gonna read the staff report. And then we're gonna look at the windows and then probably they will ask some questions. So we're gonna get
Okay.
started, okay?
All right, very
Okay.
good.
All right, so this is COA 2022-029. This is for 221 West 8th Street in 1895 Queen Anne, rated contributing. The proposed project is replacing the remaining older windows with new vinyl windows. Wrap all the exterior frames in aluminum so that all windows match and have a consistent appearance. So, well, maybe we want to look at the windows first. You can see what we're dealing with. This is one of the window styles that you'll see in here. This is not an original window, it is a wood window, but you see this horizontal line here. That's where you can stick your fingers in and lift it. That is a more modern feature. And talked to a guy who's installed a lot of windows in the past. He said that was very common about around 1980. 70s, 80s, that they were putting windows together like that. But if you look at it carefully, you can see that it's a double pane glass with the metal seal in there. So it's wood, but it is not original wood. So that's one of them. This is one of the attic windows. The attic windows are in the worst condition of the windows that are there. They've got some of them covered with plastic. The panes of glass, upper and lower sash, don't come together anymore. So I don't know if it's this, maybe the next one that's got insulation stuck in between, very drafty. The attic windows are not looking too fine. Yeah, there's one with insulation stuck in between. So, but then we get into other windows in the house. This one's in the bathroom. So you can see all of these, this is an original wood window that's been painted. You can see the window probably needs a little glazing compound to hold it tightly, the pane of glass in place. All of the original windows and the older wood windows all have storms over them, so it's protected them pretty well. The storms themselves could use some help. You're seeing the back side there of the storms. The owner was very kind and took me through to look at all the interiors of these windows. So you can see a little deterioration in the corner there on that one. Similar Okay, this is another one of the original wood windows.
That's a nice one.
It's on a landing in the stairway. So a little damage in the corners, probably from a time when it didn't have a storm window on it, I would say. So just a bit there. That piece of stained glass is just sitting in front of the transom. It's not actually part of the window. And in the front of the house, you'll see when we look at the exteriors, there's a window that has a transom on it. The bottom part of it has already been replaced. They're just looking at replacing the upper transom portion. So this is one that has been changed over time. There's two of these, they're really narrow on the sides. And while they have wood, it's just quarter round. And it looks like they filled in some, so I think somewhere along the line, somebody reduced the size of the window and they kind of created this.
Yeah.
So it's wood, but it's not original. So there's one of the newer styled ones. All the windows that have been replaced in this house so far are vinyl windows. I don't know how that happened. I don't have anything in my file about that, but that was a previous owner. So you can see there's some gap there. These newer wood windows are not as nice as the original wood windows for sure. Okay, so there's the front. So looking at replacing that window, that one, lower portion of that, attic window. I'm not 100% sure. Whenever you see one with a storm window, that's one that they would like to replace. So this is the east side. West side in the front and the back. So that's kind of what you're looking at. That's the house and the condition. So the windows that they want to replace are scattered around. They certainly aren't all in the front, and I don't think there were any in the back. Anyway, staff.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Any window that's already been replaced with vinyl, it had to have been done prior to 2016 because that's when I purchased the home.
Okay.
And I haven't replaced any
Okay.
of the windows so far.
So the findings of fact on this, some windows proposed to be replaced are original, others are wood replacement circa 1980. The window condition varies. Most windows proposed to be replaced are less than 50% deteriorated, which I think you saw in the pictures. Numerous original windows have previously been replaced with vinyl, and vinyl windows are not permitted by the Historic District guidelines. So part 2, approval denial of project. Number 1, denial of vinyl windows. Secondly, recommend approval of attic window replacement with a non-vinyl window in the same size and style of a material approved by the commission. Third, alternately, the commission could consider vinyl windows in this individual instance for non-street facing windows, as there are other vinyl windows already existing on the house. The street facing windows should be repaired or replaced with windows in the same size and style of a material approved by the commission. Number 4, allow staff approval of window trim after confirmation of trim size and manner of installation. And 5, final approval should be given by staff after review of window selection and quote showing size, style, and location of each window being replaced, because we don't have that information. And if we go back a bit, let me zoom in on these and I'll tell you what I'm talking about, because we were talking about having the windows wrapped and trimmed. So there's this attic window that has been wrapped and trimmed. But my question is, and it's probably something we need to get from the contractor, how they propose to do that on this type of window where they've already jumped the casings and the siding goes into a J-channel around the window. I mean, they'd have to cut the siding back And then we're putting trim, there's probably the original trim underneath there, and then you'd be putting new trim on the old trim, which is getting that way out here. Not that it couldn't be done, but it does make a different look. And, you know, how exactly they would be wrapping that and then dyeing that cut siding into the trim. Those are details I would want to know how that's happening. I'm sure at one time, all those windows did have wider trim, and it probably lives underneath the siding. But right now, there's very few of them that are built out, so mostly the attic windows. So I think that's an important detail that we need to know.
Any questions?
What's the, how's this house rated?
Contributing.
Do you have a contractor, a window contractor already that you're working with?
There was a contractor that came out and gave me an estimate. He did some work for me at another property that I own, which is not in a historic district. But I just had one come out and give me an estimate, and I've worked with this contractor before, so I know they do good work. And I think the proposal was attached to the application.
Right, to the application. Yeah, Aspects, vinyl windows.
Did he tell you how he was going to make it look like the others?
He did not go into detail about how they were going to do that.
Okay.
I don't know.
Because really, none of these pictures that were provided really explain it.
I make a motion since it's already got vinyl windows in it. If we can get them to do it to our approval, what you're asking for, that'd be done.
I'm sorry, is that question for me? I didn't hear
No,
that.
that was for us.
Okay, it was a motion for our committee here. He's saying that he feels that we should allow the vinyl, at least on the sides of the house, or wherever,
Yeah,
with the
wherever.
approval of your contractor telling us how he's going to do it to make it look more uniform with the window. Okay, so that's the motion that we have. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Thank you. Any other questions then we have either for the homeowner or for Deb?
Would they work with Deb then, just to, would that be Deb saying, okay, this looks okay?
Are we talking all the windows that they'd like to replace, or only the ones on the sides and back?
All of them.
All
I'm
of
just
them.
from that
Okay.
school that
Okay.
if they've started or somebody started previous and you got somebody
Going.
that's coming that's trying to do it right.
Okay,
She's asking to replace 11 windows, it says.
correct. Yeah, there's a number of them that have been replaced already. I couldn't tell you exactly, but there's a lot of windows.
There's a
in
lot of
this
windows,
house.
that's what I was just
Yeah.
gonna say.
House has a lot of windows.
Yeah, it does. You need a
Okay.
window washer.
There's a question, they've got this letter from Jackson, is that the contractor?
I don't know, I was gonna ask that. Is your contractor's name Jackson?
Yes.
Okay. Are they from around here?
They're from, I believe they're based in Valparaiso,
Okay,
but like I said, they do work around Michigan City because I've had him do
Okay.
replace some windows in another building that I own.
sure, okay.
But that's who staff would be in contact with to verify,
Yes,
confirm.
Okay. Yeah, I can get a hold of them and confirm exactly how they're planning to do that trim around the windows. Okay, so you're talking that was the motion then, was to allow replacement of all the windows that they're asking for, 11 windows, with vinyl windows, as has been proposed here, with staff being allowed to make the final decision about the trim and how that's being done.
Correct.
Sounds good.
okay. Everybody understand that? Any other questions?
That was seconded?
Yeah, she seconded. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign? Okay, it's passed, and then Deb will probably get in touch with you, or you can get in touch with Deb and get going.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right,
Thank you.
thank you so much.
Bye, Gloria.
Bye.
Have a good evening.
Thank you too.
Bye.
You know her?
Okay.
Okay, next we are going to be moving to 827 Franklin.
Okay, 827 Franklin. It's rated contributing, it's a commercial Italian, it's
Good.
It's a beautiful building.
circa 1894. So the description of the proposed project is tuck pointing masonry and painting the trim on the facade. Upper level will be painted, trim will be painted with ferro involved pigeon, which is kind of a medium gray, bluish gray sort of color. Lower level color will be based on the existing door, correct? So finding a fact, the painting already painted masonry is appropriate. Pigeon is a soft blue gray color. It's appropriate for the period of this building. It is not from the Sherwin-Williams historic color palette, but is very similar to some colors that are on there. The tuck pointing should be done with mortar similar in strength, color, and joint rake of the existing mortar. So for approval or denial of the project, staff recommends approval of the repointing with mortar to match the existing and approval of upper level repainting. Staff approval of the lower level repainting with the condition that the paint is from or similar to the historic color palette and is only used on previously painted brick.
Any questions? Nope. Mr. Connor's here. Do you have anything you want to say to us?
In light of the work that's being done on 825 right now, which is pretty significant,
Looks
it's
beautiful.
making, that work has made this building look
Worse.
more shabby because of the quality of work that's being done in 825.
Right.
So it's time. I live there. I'm up on the second floor. A little bit of the issue they had on 825 is that on these particular buildings, that masonry joint is so thin that they have to grind out a section of the brick, which sort of
Oh.
bothered me a little bit, right? Because you're taking off a little bit of the faceboard of that brick. But there's no way to get a joint inside that masonry without taking a little bit of the brick away, and they're gonna have to do that on this building as well. So the windows in there are brand new Pella windows. Those were done a few years ago. Those are historic grade windows up on the second floor. And so you will paint the corners at the top, the trim above the windows, and tuck point, and not paint any of that brick up on the second floor.
Awesome.
You painting the steel too, everything?
We're gonna have to paint the steel as well,
It's
yeah.
gonna look sharp.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It'll look real nice.
I'll bring in some pictures of 825 when these guys get
It
finished
looks
with it.
so good. It looks so
It
good,
looks
yeah.
good
Yeah,
now,
it's a significant change.
Yeah, it is. It
Yeah.
looks beautiful. Makes a big difference.
Any other questions? May I have a motion?
A motion to approve as staff recommended.
Do I have a second?
I'll say.
Okay, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Same sign, opposed? Okay, all right, thank you. And you're welcome to stay or go.
I have one more.
He's got
one
one more,
more.
it looks
Oh, I
like.
forgot. I forgot, but it's the next one, so it's good. Okay, we're at 731 Franklin.
731 Franklin. So this is a commercial building, circa 1907. It is rated non-contributing. And that happened because a lot of changes were made to the front a while back. So
Oh,
it's
yeah.
covered in stucco and changes to the storefront and all that. So that brought the rating down to non-contributing. So the description of the proposed project is to replace broken tile with colored concrete. You've got good pictures of that there in your application. So you can see there's definitely a problem there.
Yeah, it's.
So finding of fact, the existing tile at the front entrance door is broken and is not original. He picked sienna for the color. I think you've got color samples there. That will be the color of the concrete. That concrete is a durable material And sienna is an appropriate color for the historic district. This building is rated non-contributing. Staff recommends approval as submitted.
Any other questions? May I have a motion then?
Question, so this is colored concrete?
Yeah, so the palette that you have in front of you is the only thing available to be able to mix inside this particular concrete for this job. So we didn't want to leave it natural concrete. Sienna was a color chosen by my wife, so, and she's not here to defend her color.
It's a good color choice. She did good.
Are you gonna stamp it, or will it just be smooth? Just
I
curiosity.
don't know how Mendoza's going to treat that yet. It has to be slip resistant.
Yeah, that's that's kind of what I was asking.
Yeah, I don't know how Mendoza's going to treat that just yet.
So just a thin coating, or you're gonna?
No, it all has to come up. There's concrete underneath this
Okay.
that goes down an inch or two to a base inside of the basement that we've got to get at. Then he frames it and then he pours the concrete.
Pours it, good. That'll look nice.
It's gonna be nice.
Yeah, Hoity-Toity has been a,
Oh,
as you know,
they're great.
phenomenal tenant
Yeah.
there. So this is a long time coming for them.
Yeah, that's good.
They're great, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. We have a motion,
I'll have motion.
second, please.
I'll second it.
All right, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you very much. Now you can stay or go. Whatever your little heart desires.
I will have some pictures of 825 for your next meeting.
Oh, thank you.
And
I
that's
love
what
that.
you.
Great,
Good luck.
thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you.
See you.
Okay,
Okay, so now we have the added one, 711 East Michigan. This is one that got sent directly to me, and I failed to send it on to staff here. Well, I thought we were going to have two.
Okay,
That's
I'm
the
so
next-
sorry. I don't mean to interrupt. Okay.
No, that's okay. Thanks
Because we don't have a
changing
third
is my day.
you keep going. I'm sorry.
what is
It's been an interesting day.
what is
So 711 East Michigan Boulevard is a request for demolition. I walked through, well, I didn't walk through, I walked around the house with him because
You don't wanna walk through.
that's what he said, don't go in.
Don't go in.
Looked at another property of his on Washington Street. We did all that in early May. It was chilly, I remember that. And he sent us right after the last meeting, and I forgot. To be really honest, it's been in my inbox and I didn't forward it on, so it didn't make it on the agenda. So that's what we needed to add on. And I have been trying to get a hold of him. He's obviously not here. So I will try one more time to see if we can connect with him.
Right.
So where
Yes.
is this at
I
about?
make a motion.
Don't bother calling. It's all good. It's approved.
I got you.
I got you. Oh, that's so
Where-
funny.
Do you know where this building,
Oh, yes, I do.
where is
Right
it?
across the alley from me.
Oh, one of the houses that are,
Yes, there were 3 for sale,
oh yeah.
and this is the
If you
one
don't
on
get it,
the
that's
alley.
okay.
Awesome. I hope it.
Yeah.
It's sure it'll be done
There's a
before you know
lot of traffic in and out
Get
of
his
it.
voicemail and put it on speaker.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Well, I can't leave him a message.
Well,
His
they used to-
voicemail box is
They
full.
used to
Oh,
be
So-
darn it.
nice
Which
houses.
is why I had to.
My friend's mom and dad lived in the first
Okay.
one that's for sale when you come up.
Okay.
All right, so we
Sheila.
will just go ahead with this because he's not answering for whatever reason. So, 711 East Michigan Boulevard. I sent pictures. I can put one up here if that's helpful. If you can't picture it,
Yeah, I think
In your
it's-
mind?
Yeah, throw it up there so
It's
people
got-
at least know.
Yeah, and I know-
wonderful trim and gable. That's all I can say for it. Absolutely all I can
It
say.
had potential at one point.
Yes, so
Yeah,
nice
it's
gable
got the
trim.
cookie, it's
Mhm.
got the cookie cutter stuff up top.
Yeah,
So,
can we get
there's
it?
that.
Can we get that off the
Like,
house?
can we get, yeah, maybe when they
Right
demolish, you
side.
can.
Yeah,
get
I'll
it.
be
Amy,
there.
you can go
I
to
can
it.
get there.
You
Got
can
it.
Get
go
it?
to
So that
I'll
would be
keep an eye on it.
only.
Okay.
I'll try.
He lives right
Get it for me,
there.
get it for me, yes. We want it.
He
So
could
it
call
is
you.
still rated contributing, and it's a gable front built around 1885. So the proposed project is demolition. The home has been damaged, gutted, and vandalized beyond repair. Like, they stripped the stuff out of the bathroom, the fixture. I don't know why you steal bathroom fixtures, but
Oh my
they did.
gosh.
Fuck.
Broke
To sell
out
it.
walls, did some evil things in there.
Jeez.
The structural integrity of the house is also in question as the south foundation wall recently collapsed
Oh, boy.
from lack of adequate repair. The owner boarded up the house in April 2022, and there have been multiple break-ins and squatters since then.
Get rid of it for sure.
According to the Michigan City Police Department, this house is used for drug use,
Yes.
squatting, and other illegal activity.
Gotta go.
Which he gave me some detail, and we won't go there, but it was not good. And it would be a great help to the police department if it were raised. So I have not talked personally to the police department, but that's what was on the application. So, I mean, we just don't normally recommend demolition, but if it's a public safety
And it's
hazard, then it
collapsed and
becomes,
it's, yeah, doing
yes.
all of the bad things, then, yeah.
that's a different, it's a different sort of
Different
thing.
ballgame. And
So the
owner
finding
can do
of
it.
fact is demolition of a contributing rated building in a historic district is rare and approved only in rare circumstances, such as when a building has become a hazard to the safety and welfare of the public and repairs are not possible. The south foundation wall has collapsed, structural integrity is questionable. The building is considered a public safety hazard, being used by squatters and for various illegal activities. The interior has been vandalized and gutted in spite of the owner's efforts to keep the building boarded up and secure. So staff recommends approval with the condition the owner submit a plan for the use or development of the site, because that's one thing I don't know. So post demolition, we would want to know what, is there a plan? What's the plan? So I think that would be an important thing. They're also encouraged to salvage anything that might remain as character defining.
There you go.
So,
Yep, very much encouraged.
He will call you, you meet him in the alley.
With my screwdriver and my crowbar and my hammer. Yes, I will be there.
Okay, so do we have a motion?
It is a shame. I was just gonna say, so there's no way he could have sold it to somebody that wants to pour a bunch of money into it to fix it,
A
or,
lot.
yeah.
Do you
We
I
talked
know
about
it's
it.
a lot. I know.
Indiana Landmarks actually talked about
Yeah.
doing this one, but the people we want to partner with to do a project here in Michigan City aren't ready for a year or so, and I'm not sure this house
Is the
needs
one.
help or it needs to go away.
Yeah, right now.
Yeah,
Do you think when this one's gone, they would start with the next?
Start with what? Oh, the next house? Would not hurt my feelings. Not at all.
I just wondered, because there's like three or
Yeah, there's
four
three
of them, and three.
There's three. Yeah,
Three in
and
a
all
row,
three
right
were
there.
up for sale. And this one came off for sale for some reason.
I think it's bought. It got bought.
Oh, it did?
Yeah. It's the deal. It got bought.
And
Oh,
then-
okay, so now the new owner just
Yeah.
wants to.
yeah, he hasn't owned it for real long.
Okay,
No.
all right.
But yeah, the other two are still. I think they're still for sale.
Yeah, they've got signs in front,
Colwell, I think, yeah. So.
I think so.
Hmm.
Okay. Do we have a motion?
Motion to demolish this building.
Do I have a second?
Second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passed then. Okay,
So speaking to the one Skylar was just asking about, because he and I talked not that many hours ago about this one.
I'm sorry if I.
No, it's okay, because I thought we were gonna be doing this.
Okay.
This is 521 East 9th Street, and that house, it's right directly west of Zorn on the corner. And it's been vandalized
Yeah.
inside and out, all the windows broken, every single one. So
Does
the
not
owner
look good.
had filled out a COA application, he talked to Sue Downs about it. Sue got a hold of me, but I was already up at the dunes working on my event, that was Friday, and so it was very last minute, and Sue said probably there's not much we can do, but she reached out to me. So I talked to Skylar about it this afternoon, and he was supportive of whatever we decide to do, and so I thought the best thing was to add it to the agenda, but we really needed to have the owner here
Yeah.
so that he could speak to it. I called Sue and told her that, and Sue called him, and he's out of town, but he also wants to do other things besides just the windows, maybe the siding, maybe the roof, some other things. So the agreement between him and Sue was that he's going to wait right now. He had not wanted to wait because the lead time for windows is ridiculous right now. Some places 8 months or more, it's
Right.
insane.
Wow.
So he's proposing fiberglass windows in all the window openings, but there will be other things, he's pretty sure. So he's willing to wait until next month and do everything at once.
What is the address?
521 East 9th
It's around the
Street.
corner of York and 9th, on the south west corner.
Okay.
Should that go under new business? Because we already have it on the agenda.
Probably
should.
Okay.
Why do I have?
I'll
this-
see if I can find the picture of it.
Why do I have that? When I
Police.
print-
Oh, that's maintenance review. So
Okay.
when we get to maintenance review,
Okay.
that's,
All right. I just didn't have it written there. Okay.
Was this 2022-31?
that was, if this would have occurred, it would have been 33.
33, okay.
Now, I don't know, because I don't know whether he's gonna just get
Yeah.
rid of the current one and start all over again, or how that's gonna work for next, well, he really has to, so.
Yeah, he should probably just fill out a new, give
really
you guys a
should.
full plan
Yeah,
of what he's doing.
because otherwise, the 30 days is gonna go by.
Oh, it'll drag
We'll
on
have
too.
that done.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate for him to like put new windows in it and then they get broken out again or something
Yeah,
worse happens. It's like go
exactly.
fix it all up and put people in it and then it won't happen.
That would help.
Well, that's kind of big, but you can see, that's the house.
Did he actually file this?
Yeah, I have a real COA application,
Yeah.
So then, do we need to
Oh.
deny it so it
Well,
doesn't?
it's not on the agenda,
Yeah, I
and you
would
didn't
just-
amend
We'll
the
just put it on
agenda to
hold,
add it,
yeah.
and he was told when he dropped it off, it would be on the July
Yeah, I would just.
agenda. So I think he should just start fresh, because,
Yeah, but still, if there's a 30-day automatic approval, whether we address it or not, whether it's on the agenda or
he
not.
can withdraw it though, and replace it.
Did he?
He
He can.
can, yeah. We were trying to
He's
squeeze
out
it
of
into this
town,
one,
so
he's out
that's
of
why.
town. This has all happened in the last, like, 3 hours.
Yeah, we should
4
still be
hours.
good.
Yeah, we're fine,
His intent is to fix the building, I know that.
so.
That's a shame.
Are you maybe getting that he can come back to us and say you didn't do anything, so I can do, it's all approved?
Well, he
Is that-
was told it wouldn't be dealt with till July,
Oh, okay.
so he's not,
No, I was asking, is that what you were getting at, that maybe he'll come back and tell us that he,
Well, that's the risk we want to avoid.
yeah.
Well,
That
he
30-day automatic approval.
But he knows that it wouldn't be until July. She told
Just
him already.
verbally?
well, what we've done in the past, and this is standard in every town that I work in, is there's a 2-week cutoff before the commission meeting. Sometimes we bend that to get things in quickly. But if they come in after that, that's not really considered a complete application for that month. So once we've determined it's an application and we complete and we give it a number, which is
Okay,
after
so
the
this
current
was
month's
late.
meeting. So it was late and
Okay,
the city
So we're
doesn't even
set.
have a number on it. I would
Yeah,
have given
so
it
we're
a
set.
number.
just
Oh,
open.
okay.
okay. Just wanted to
FYI.
clarify.
I think
Yeah.
tonight is an FYI.
It's an
Yeah,
FYI.
so it's just telling you, it will probably come.
Okay,
Good, thank you.
Okay.
Okay, now we're doing our maintenance.
So the maintenance review was for Tim Enright, Uptown Theater, to put a wrought iron fence, as the pictures look. He picked fence styles that are from your new guidelines, so these are in the pre-approved list of guideline designs. There definitely was a fence there,
Yeah.
and even on the side where there wasn't one, there's still the post, so.
Right,
When you're replacing where a fence was and you pick a pre-approved design, that can be approved by staff. So I did.
Any idea what he's gonna do? Is he gonna leave any of the historic posts?
He was
Curiosity.
hoping to, yes, and put this
Those are
new
actually
fence
kinda
in
cool.
between, because I
That'd
thought
be
that was
It's kind of a
really
throwback
cool.
to like, you know,
Yeah, that'd
it
be
was there. Yeah, it's kind of
Yeah, so I think he's adding a gate on the north side, but otherwise the hope is to get the
Nice.
fence
So
between the
good.
posts, so.
that'd
That's
be
cool.
great.
Yeah.
It's gonna look really sharp.
Yeah,
Sure
sure.
it is.
Good one, good well,
And it makes a usable space,
Yeah.
which is even more important for our downtown. So.
absolutely, absolutely. And I'm assuming we have no committee reports since we really don't have committees right now. Okay, do we have any old table business? I couldn't find any of my notes from last. Any new business?
I have some business that we need to talk about.
Okay.
Well, we need to decide. We need to pick it some times. So the station block is moving forward. They're at 50% design now, which is when you guys need to get involved. right now, 50%. So there's 50, and then we go to like 80, and then we go to like sometimes 90, and then 100. We don't want to get involved at 90. We want to get involved at 50. Okay,
Right.
gives them time to pivot. There's some good architects working on this. They want to come and present to you guys, but they want to have maybe set a special meeting because this is a big project,
Yes, it
and
is.
there's a lot of moving parts to it. And they want to work with you guys to get through this. Is what they want to do. They've done this numerous times, Cleveland, all over the United States, Minneapolis, all over. So they're they're prepared to do that. So the weeks that we're looking at were the week of the 11th and of the 18th
Of July.
of July for a special time for us to get together with them and consider this. Right now, just look at your calendars. What I would suggest is that tomorrow we poll you guys and see, because we need a quorum. We need a quorum to have the meeting. We won't vote at that meeting. Well, we don't have to vote at that meeting. We can wait and vote like the real meeting. But I think it's important for you guys to work with them on what they have so far and give them some feedback.
Will we treat it as a workshop, non-voting workshop, or?
That's kind of how I was thinking about it, but I don't know. I'll rely on Deb to kind of give us some. It's kind of out of the ordinary with respect to but it is such a big. It's going to be hard to have a discussion with all the other people waiting to have. You know what I'm saying? I think it's appropriate to pull it out and give it a special workshop because it is a big deal. To make it's a big decision.
FYI, it's FYI.
So the weeks of the 11th, I know Deb's out of town. You're leaving out of town
On the 14th.
on the 14th. So we want to be cognizant of that. Would it be better for me to poll you guys with like 2 dates in each week and just see how many people we can get? Would that be better than to pick something out tonight and try to make our calendars match?
Everybody can put their
I just looked at my calendar. I thought I was going to be gone on the 18th, but I'm leaving on the 19th, so I'm
We
good
can
either one.
Kind of, if that matters to anybody.
That's kind of how we
Would
do
you-
it for planning commission and others. We poll and say, hey, here's 3 dates, and then we try to see how many people we can get, and it's like, okay, it's going to be this
What did you just
day.
say, Dan, about yours?
Week of the 11th is the county fair, if that matters to anybody.
I can't do the 14th. It's the only day I can't do that week.
So why don't I choose? Why don't we do this? We'll look at the 11th and the week of the 18th. We'll choose 3 days out of each
Okay.
week. We'll
Okay.
send it out to all you guys. I'll have Amanda send it out. So keep an eye on your email. Okay.
Okay,
We'll send it out to everyone, even people not here tonight.
please, because Roger had to go to another meeting.
And then whatever day gets the most people, we'll try to, maybe pick your top 2 in each week or top 1 in each week, maybe. And we'll try to organize it that way. That's probably the best way to do it at this point in time.
And where would we meet?
We meet here at City Hall. Same, probably either here. It depends how many people we have show
Well,
up.
last time we met with them, there were like 6 of us and 32 of them.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be a situation like that.
Well, they're more set right now.
And right now, look at this meeting, you'll probably just be working with the developers and their
Sure.
architects and their team, their engineers and stuff,
But this will be a public meeting properly announced.
Yeah, we'll have to call it as a public meeting. It'll be a special meeting. Yeah, it would be something special out of the ordinary. But yeah, it would be public. That's why I would want a quorum of you guys there to have it
Yeah.
officially public.
Absolutely. And
So
hopefully we'll have a new person.
yeah, and we'll have a new staff member. We'll get them filled up. So probably one of the first things they help me do.
And we probably need to find out why Joshua,
Jason.
why do I want to call him Joshua? Why he,
Or Jonas. Sorry. I got it.
well,
Wrong
we're
J.
both wrong, Joe.
Jay.
It was a J.
Yes.
We need to find out why.
Yeah.
I didn't hear from him. I heard from everybody who,
So-
Roger is the only one that told me he wasn't gonna be here
So
tonight.
tomorrow I'll have Amanda poll. I'll just arbitrarily choose 3 times, middle of the week. Okay, we won't do it on a Monday. We'll do it like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, whichever ones match up most people. Does that sound okay? Is that
Yeah.
reasonable?
Yeah.
for everyone?
Evening time, 6 o'clock.
Evening
probably.
times, yeah. We'll do it at a time when, if we could move it, it's a special meeting. We could even move it up if you like. What's the time? Would you like to have it at like 5 rather than 6? You tell me. Or is
I-
it same time okay?
It might be better to have it early if it gets more involved,
It's-
especially if it's gonna be a public meeting.
Yeah, you wanna have it at 5 that day?
Wanna do
Five is
5?
good.
That give everybody time?
Is that all right?
Okay.
That would be better, I think, than if we have a lot
Okay,
of,
so we'll choose the best time, and we'll have it at 5.
sounds good, thank you,
Great,
Skylar.
thank you.
Are they bringing sandwiches?
Sandwiches,
Dan, you're
come on, we
asking
need
too much.
to-
No, they're not, but Skylar is.
I'll see what we can do.
He's got it.
We'll
He's got it
have some
covered.
water for you guys. Okay?
That's more than what we get, so.
Should we call the mayor and tell him he's in charge of
Maybe,
refreshments?
maybe so.
We voted it, okay,
So yeah. So this is yes.
good,
Yeah.
good, okay.
So check your emails tomorrow,
We'll do that.
or Wednesday. So,
And then, do we have any new business?
When to talk about the guidelines,
I know,
I also wanted to just show you, I know you all live here, so this isn't quite as much a revelation to you, but I do drive around as I go through town. And so I keep checking on 802 Cedar because that was just the most ugly building, I think, to start with. So I took some pictures last Thursday because
oh, I
the
know which
sky
one
was
you're
blue.
talking about.
And it looked pretty.
Yeah.
So I just wanted you to see because I took them from the exact
Very good.
sides in February, a year ago, February. So there is front,
That's the one.
Yeah, this is
before and after,
yeah. That's a winner right there in my book.
south facade. And basically no changes there, actually, except that they put guttering on.
mhm.
The back, he still doesn't have his steps, but otherwise. And you see on there as well as the front that when they took that old siding off, they found an attic window in both
Oh,
cases.
yeah.
I see that.
So he restored
Nice.
those. He was gonna change
The
the
porch
upper
looks great
windows.
up there.
And there were gonna be 4 windows across
Yeah,
the
yeah,
top,
they're
but when he
great.
found that little porch on the
Yeah, I
top,
remember
he
him
went back
saying
to
that.
2.
Yep, that is so cool.
It looks nice.
And this is
Way
my
nicer.
favorite view, definitely, because
Yeah.
the north side was so ugly.
He
Yeah.
does
Oh
a
my
beautiful
goodness.
job. He really
Yeah, you
does.
guys should be really proud of that one.
Yes.
That's a success story right there.
So, something for you to consider, because some of our towns do this, they give away awards every year. I would consider that,
You did a great
just
job.
honoring him with some kind of
Still
certificate.
haven't got the walls in yet.
No,
Not the inside, but they've
But
got the
the
outside.
outside-
outside is,
Great.
What we care
right.
about,
That's
that's
okay
okay with me, let's get it for the
The
outside.
outside is-
So, I don't know if you noticed there. Do you see, what does yellow mean when it's painted on a curb? Does that mean you're
Don't
not
park
supposed to
there,
park
don't
there?
park.
No parking.
Well, let me ask you this. Why, if people park there and police go by, they don't issue a warning?
It's a whole
Sometime,
nother meeting.
sometime on a Friday night when you're out riding around, come down Barker Ave and right across from Barker Pub to the very corner of Maple, cars park. So you
They
can't,
do. yeah.
and when they come out of the bar and get in accidents, they don't call the police because they've been drinking. So when you go in on, either on Sunday or Monday, there's glass all over. Bumpers? I have a couple bumpers if anybody needs one. But it's like, they've just got, they ran out of yellow paint. They couldn't get yellow paint.
Yeah, I heard.
And now they have it and they're out painting. And I was so proud Sunday when I went by, people didn't park in the yellow. They were so But it's just, I mean, that looks so nice, but now there's yellow. So are people gonna park there or what?
So,
Probably
We hope
not.
not.
Oh, yeah,
Probably.
oh, no, they will. They
Yeah.
will, trust me.
They're pretty good in that area there. They
Oh.
do pretty decent.
Yeah, well, anyway, that's my soapbox for tonight. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
We got it.
But I was very proud on Sunday when people were parked, not there,
Nice.
so.
Good.
Okay, do we have any other, so we really need to,
we need to do something about the new guidelines so that people are aware, okay? That there are, first of all, that there are guidelines at all. And secondly, that there's new guidelines. So they've changed from before. A lot more things are staff approvable. They're easy to understand. They're on the website. Thank you, Skylar, for making
Yes.
sure that happened.
They're in their 2 spots.
They are. They're in the planning
they're in two?
section as well
I
as
think they're
historic
in your historic
preservation.
review board, or preservation board as well.
Yeah, so 2 different places. The links work. Try
That's
to
good. That's a big step in the right
well, how
It
direction.
is huge.
can we promote that? Can we, Could we maybe get something in the newspaper? I know only old people get the newspaper. But old people don't own a lot of houses yet in Michigan City.
Lots of cities are doing different things. I mean, some of them are actually having events that have smaller, I mean, you've got a lot of people in 3 districts. Some of them have 1 district and it's much smaller. So they're having like an event, a meet and greet and letting people know. Some
They
people are
have
sending.
copies then, or just information?
We'll
aware?
be showing them how it works on a laptop so they understand that and they can try it out if they want to.
Could we do something like that at the library? I just got the grand tour, if anybody hasn't, it's beautiful, the library. And they have a beautiful meeting rooms that are free. Oh, could we do something like that maybe and hopefully invite people to come? I don't know, you try to think of ways to get it out. We don't have no funds to put it in anything.
Could we work with the water department?
I was
and
just
get an
gonna ask
insert,
that.
Or even just a typed statement on the building
Where to
statement?
find it or something.
I mean, it might be tenants that get it, but at least somebody's
Somebody's getting it.
Somebody's getting it.
Can we do that? Mr. Schuyler?
I mean, I've seen a number
Able to
of
do whatever,
announcements.
you know, I know this
inserted.
board doesn't have a budget, unfortunately.
Right.
But I mean, if you guys want to write a newspaper article, I just don't really want to write it. Please
No,
don't let me write
no.
it.
Well,
If
I'm
you
not
type
asking-
up something, we'll make sure
Well,
it's
we have
public.
2
So
people in here who are very good at
My
that,
point
and they're
is
sitting on that side of the table.
if you guys want to write something and get it published, you know, we'll get it published in the newspaper. Let's hold it to like, you know.
Oh, yeah. Well,
But I mean, probably the best way. I mean, honestly, yeah, you're right. Not so many people read the newspaper anymore, unfortunately. And
well,
so-
but if we could do something in the newspaper for me, and then something maybe in the the water department, because they do put things in.
you can run the same, as long as it's not too wordy, you could run
Dan?
the same thing.
Could you and John maybe write a little something? You,
Sure, yeah, I mean, we can.
maybe if you
I don't
both,
know how the water department
I don't know how
can
they-
identify the properties.
well,
Just go to everybody.
Yeah, just we go out, yeah.
and that's fine,
But we
because
could just include a map maybe or something.
because a lot of people might know somebody that lives there that doesn't pay the water, that their landlord does or something, but at least they have some information
Yeah.
of knowing. And then if we could maybe, after we get that done, then maybe hold a little, anybody who wants to come, session at the library, and if Deb, or even show one of us how to, Tony's could do it, show how to do it if you couldn't, so that we could let people know that there are issues that are going on and they can help us and we can help them. Because that's what it's all about, really. So,
I will follow up with Meridian Title and talk to them.
It's
and
actually a
see if
really good
there's-
idea. I mean,
Yeah.
to at least let them have our district boundaries and stuff.
right, right, because, well, like he just said, you know, people don't know that.
Yeah, only I mean, unless you really work in that district, which he does, you know.
Well, and see, if we have an article, then we can do what Mike said. We could give it to the title companies, so they would have it for a file, so they would know.
I think too, you could probably reach out to like, and you know, that's something Kyle can do too. Is if you write something up, he could reach out to like at Properties, April, and be like, because they all put out little pamphlets from time
Yes.
to time. I mean, I've seen the
Yeah.
really nice booklets.
April does all
I
the
just wonder if they'd
time.
let us put a blurb in it saying, "Oh, by the way, here's your 3 historic districts. Here's a map."
Yeah.
You wanna live in a historic
Put a
district,
swing
these are,
to it.
you
Put a
know,
swing to it. Like, hey, do you like
here's
historic
a link
places?
to,
Yeah,
you know,
Yeah.
what you need to know.
Yeah, I've seen
you know.
some really
Yeah.
nice booklets put together recently by some of them, and they're super nice. Yeah.
well. I
So
guess
maybe
I-
that's a way. Maybe we
But there's
could
no
put
budget,
Kyle.
right? So you can't.
Well, no.
really go-
Well, what I'm getting at is if Kyle could, we'll put Kyle on that. If he could reach out to him and at least say, hey, you know, we just want to make you aware you have these districts here, and they're actually kind of cool. You know,
But there are guidelines, and you need to make sure your buyers and sellers are aware of it, because
put a different swing to it.
families come in here and say, we're
do you know?
building a patio, how the heck did we know? And,
Yeah.
well, the inspector came and you're not supposed to do that, you know, and
Maybe
they're.
that's something Kyle could work on. I think that's not a bad idea.
I think
The
that's a
realtors
good
pay for
idea.
And maybe we don't have to pay for it at that point in time. It's just a matter of writing it.
Right, well, I appreciate it if you two would
'cause
throw some ideas together.
I'm not quite sure how they distribute those, but
Well,
it's still kind of cool to
But
get it out
even
there.
if we could tell them where they could go to look,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I
Right.
think that's a big step. And I'm hoping everybody got the letter of resignation from Dave.
Yes.
Yes. And another thing too, whatever's written up, can the city share on their
It can go on
their
Facebook.
accounts,
It can go
their
on
Facebook,
Facebook.
and whatever, with the picture of the map of the guidelines? Or I just know a lot of people use that resource, so
Well, yeah,
You're
a
right.
lot of young people
Yeah.
do
Yeah,
that.
you're right.
so I don't know.
You're right.
Even
Yeah,
if they're
that's
just
easy.
renting, they could.
That's actually easy. If you
Yeah.
get something written up and we
That's
throw a
easy.
map
Just give
to
it to whoever
That's
does that
easy.
now.
It's easy for people who use their computers every day. Hey, I just learned how to do this.
it's we can put. I mean, those are things Kyle could probably. Those are easy things he could probably help us do.
Good,
Starting out.
good. That sounds great.
Okay.
We're ready. Okay, anybody have any comments or? We've had a few, so. Okay,
I do have a question. Does
Sure.
anyone know, maybe you know, the corner of 7th and Spring? There's the big white sand brick house. Or not white, it's yellow sand brick. There's been work going on the inside for,
Seventh. I'm trying to
yeah,
picture. I'm
there's
trying to
7th and
picture it in
Spring,
my
one, the
house.
funeral home's on one corner, there's a parking
Yes.
lot. And then it's the Haskell house, that's like the,
yes.
I know
yeah.
exactly
Yeah.
what house you're talking
and
about.
there's been work on the inside for
lot-
almost 3 years now. I think whoever
lot of
bought it
time.
last, they've kind of just gutted the interior. Just didn't know if they.
They've gotten permits before. They've been through this
Okay.
board before when I was
Long time
working with a
ago.
long
Okay.
time ago.
I was just curious.
I don't know. And you're right.
This
It's,
house
it's
right
been
here,
a perpetual
yeah.
work. So.
And what about Rodeo Bar? Why are
I
they only in there on
haven't
Saturday and
chatted with
Sunday
anybody
working?
about that.
Okay.
They have their permits.
Because they haven't
to
changed
do
anything
things.
on the exterior.
They're actually
There's a
about to
dumpster on the
renovate.
property at one point, but
They've-
that's
Oh,
not
they
on.
haven't yet, they're in there just
But-
taken down?
They're
Hopefully
gonna
they
be
decide, there's not lots to do
doing
on the
something
outside
No.
except the
different.
windows since it's brick, but if they decide to.
I just wonder-
hopefully
They
can't really do
remember
anything,
they
any
need to
water-
chat
any
with
fire
us
I was
suppression.
about
just
that,
curious if
But I haven't
If
had a
you-
We're trying to figure out a way to get fire
About that.
suppression,
Nope,
Okay.
and they trying to figure out
Pretty
how to
fast,
run it
it is.
Oh,
It's,
okay.
I like that.
because they vacated all the alleys are
But we
vacated.
don't have jurisdiction on the interior.
No,
I want to light up my
Okay, I was
alley.
just
Is there any way I can get any
wondering
grant
if-
money to help me light up my alley?
Yeah,
At your
Go to the-
house?
No, at the shop.
Or
Oh,
the Urban Enterprise Zone.
Urban what?
Urban Enterprise, UEZ.
Urban Enterprise, UEZ.
cool.
Alright.
Anything else?
I don't think so.
motion to adjourn.
Second?
I'll second that.
I think all in favor?
Bye.
Aye.
Thank you, everyone, and then we'll wait to hear